You're listening to Radio Multiverse.
灰色の瞳に映る影はもろく今を離れるほどの花明日紡ぐ沈む夕日を追いかけたあの日と重なる記憶訪れる炎燃やす
Hello, gentle viewers, and welcome to another episode of Radio Multiverse RPG with your host, Ramsey, who is still practicing his voice. But this time I'm gonna be a little more exciting, because apparently last time I was making everybody fall asleep, and that's obviously something we do not want here. Because I'm here to entertain, not to bore. Alright, and joining us again, it is our usual cast of Prism Patrollers. It's Chris, Dawa, and Chaz. Give them a warm welcome!
Yay.
I especially liked Chris's reaction.
Thank you.
Alright. And I would like to apologize for Chris, because she broke her computer and her microphone doesn't fit into her laptop or something. So she now has to use her old headset, which is why she sounds...
Crap.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, sadly there's no room on the desk with the laptop and space.
Well, you should get a microphone arm to hang from the ceiling or something.
It's on my to get list.
Mine too. Well, actually, I still have to do a lot of work on my new apartment, and that's one of the things I am going to install. Yes, along with a lot of other way more expensive things. Oh, the bills. But anyway, we're not here to talk about financial troubles. We're here to play a game of Savage Tokusatsu with a mighty Prism Patrol. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the recap. But first, I need to cough. Alright. Excellent. So yes, last time on Mighty Prism Patrol, our brave Prism Patrollers made it over to planet Trilon 6, where they entered the dreaded Hall of Trials to try and find the legendary Prism Kaiser. Inside of the Hall of Trials, they were of course faced with a lot of trials, like deadly traps, sudden ambushes from enemies long forgotten, and psychological drama, the worst trial of all. But our heroes persevered and made it to the end, where they were stopped by other Prism Patrollers, alien Prism Patrollers, that is. But using their swiftness, cunning, and combat prowess, they were able to defeat their opponents and were awarded with the power of the Prismons, who can form together to form the legendary Prism Kaiser. Now, with their new ship, the Prism Carrier, our heroes are rushing back to planet Earth because it is in dire need of help. Because as we speak, the light of the sun is slowly dying out. Let's see if they'll make it in time and save planet Earth in today's episode. The day the moon left. Yes, that's the title.
What?
The day the moon left?
Yes.
Moon leaving!
The what? Do you know how deadly that is to all life on the planet? I mean...
Yes, first the sun, now the moon is up to something.
I mean, But think about it. The Earth's orbit is determined, well, it's helped by the moon. If the moon just pops out of existence, we go spiraling out of control into the void or into the sun.
Yep. Also, the title is a reference to the day the Earth stood still.
Does Shadox Empire want our moon too for some reason?
You'll find yes, they're collecting all the celestial bodies
that emit light, because
the moon doesn't emit light.
I know. It makes no sense.
It reflects light. All right. Yes, and you're right. Right now, you're on your way back to planet Earth. You are still in light speed. And please tell me, during these nail-biting moments, what your Prism Patrollers are doing to pass the time.
Studying the stars.
Studying the stars. In light speed, good luck with that.
Elizabeth is meditating.
Meditating, eh?
Yep.
And Moa is grabbing her fellow prison patrollers by the scruff and forcing them to train.
But the stars
are stripes of light. We can go sightseeing later.
You can study the star charts if you really want to, Prism Blue.
Not now.
No,
not now. Our world needs saving. We'll take a joyride later.
Knowledge is the ultimate weapon, Prism Green.
Elizabeth opens her eyes and looks at Green. One has to train their mind as well as the body to win any fight.
Exactly. So we need to study the star charts.
Perhaps you should actually study up on the Shadox Empire and their methods. Prism Green.
2.
Well, as much I'd like to argue with you, that's not a bad idea until the simulator is online.
No simulator!
There is no simulator on this ship, unfortunately, unlike the Prism Mothership, which I, of course, customized. But there is a database, so pull up a chair and set your face in front of a data console and read something for a change.
Fine, let's see if we can find something useful in the database.
Here, I'll pull up some data on the Prism Patrol starfighters, God damn it, I just had a name for them. The Raptor fighters and their ground assault vehicles, the Dragon tanks. Since that's probably what you will be encountering very soon.
Melvin, get over here.
Okay, go over there. Yes?
Now, would you like to know what kind of vehicles we'll be fighting against?
Yes?
Good. Have a seat next to me.
But to start, okay.
Later on, we can go stargazing, okay? First, we need to save Earth and our friends.
Okay, I'll pull a chair next to her and start reading over this stuff and studying it.
Nerd mode engaged.
My brain!
Yes, make the guy.
Sorry. Elizabeth stands up, walks over to see what you guys are looking at.
All kinds of combat statistics that probably don't mean a lot of sense to more.
Yep, that's why I got Melvin.
Yeah, I have a knowledge 10, so yeah.
I see not all these settings are set to Earth English yet. Let me take care of that. And then you probably think to yourself, that's why these sentences don't make any sense. That's it. That's the reason.
That's the reason. Yes. It's not my low smart score.
Figuring that without it being in English?
Well, I think Moa has an average intelligence, doesn't she? She's not
Yes,
exactly...
86. So...
Yeah, there we go. That's average.
Mhm.
Right.
I do believe... Yeah.
Elizabeth smiles slightly and looks at them. You even know it's not in English?
And you see Pyrrha 5 like angry staring at the computer, and she's saying, this computer is being very obstinate. For some reason doesn't want to accept all of my commands. For some reason thinks it's smarter than me.
I am not... Moa is... has this wooden face on and she tries not to say anything, but the corners of her lips are quivering in joy.
Elizabeth smiles and looks at Pier 5. Have you tried turning it off and on again? That normally works.
Listen here, you dolt! I helped build some of this technology. I know what I'm doing. I don't need your help.
I like to imagine Melvin just trying to just deciphering the alien speaking and just reading. Like, oh, okay, this word means that. That means that. Okay, so that what this sentence means. And okay, gotcha.
Elizabeth looks at Melvin. What you should do is start looking for most commonly used letters. Then you can work from there.
Mm-hmm. You know, all these statistics, these statistics are nice and all, but we don't know how our prismons act. So they don't really mean anything. We don't have reference. I mean,
don't worry, they're all thought operators. They synchronize with your your thoughts.
Moa has a mental image of... No, never mind. Anyway, she looks at Elizabeth, then back. Okay, thoughts in check.
What?
Now,
So yeah, Pyrrha, it makes sure to all inform you of what the Shadox Empire is capable of.
Mm-hmm. All right.
There's even some information on the dreaded Shadox Emperor, Emperor Eclipsion.
Do we need to know him right now?
Lady Prisma fought him before, during the Great Shadox War, centuries ago. Well, centuries in your Earth time, at least.
And he hasn't grown old and died yet.
He is not a young man anymore, but no, he is not dead yet.
Okay, good. He's not eternal. That's a relief.
Yes, the Shadox people are rather long-lived, not as long-lived as the people Lady Prisma hails from, but sadly to say that my species, name. Hold on, let me quickly pull up
line.
Let me quickly look up her.
The bird people.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, but unfortunately, my people, the current rights, are not quite as long-lived. Not our lifespan is more significant than the pathetic lifespan of humans, though.
Yes, very interesting. Back to the Shadox Empire. Yes.
Oh, I have more important things to do anyway, like showing this computer who's boss.
Yes, you do that.
She goes back to angrily staring at the computer, which is what she usually does when she's interfacing with electronics, because she technically doesn't need to use her hands.
The usual.
And you see Melvin just trying to decipher the alien script so we can read what's reading what it says.
Oh yeah, she's fixed that already.
Okay then.
Although now and then an untranslatable word will pop up.
Yeah, I'm shifting all the untranslatable words to Melvin, because, Yeah.
Okay.
Elizabeth just looks at the words, then tries to look at the numbers what scroll on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Right. Since I've got a prism that cuts with its helicopter blades without weapons, let's see which one of these vehicles are toughest. I'll go try and order the Shadox Empire vehicles in order of toughness.
Well, the dragon tanks, of course, are toughest. You learn, for instance, that the Raptor fighters are actually very fragile. They're very fast and they have a lot of firepower, but one good hit and they're done for.
It looks like I'm on air support then. Taking out the Raptors first.
Elizabeth stops, then looks at the other guys, other members of the team. Guys, what are the stats of our vehicles?
Why don't you ask the computer if you've got so much problem? They are voice operated.
Computer, make me a latte.
Latte not recognized.
Oh, let me. Ractagino, black.
I'm sorry, I do not know what a Ractagino black is.
Right. What are the statistics of our prismons?
Further information is required. Are you talking about the prismons that have been assigned to Prism Patrol Soul Sector?
Yes.
Very well. And she saw, and the statistics are appearing on the screen.
Okay. Well.
Elizabeth nods and looks at the figures as they scroll past.
Mm-hmm.
After a few minutes, she looks around and asks, "Does any of this make any sense to anyone?"
Yep.
But it just says, this isn't really my area of expertise.
I understand it completely.
Good. Explain to us.
Okay. Ramsey explained it to me so I can explain it to them.
Well, I can tell you some things like the Raptor fighters are faster than any of your vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But most of yours are like a lot more heavily armored, shall we say. Apparently the Prism Chopper is a lot more maneuverable though. Can't beat them in speed, but it's a lot more maneuverable. And also the dragon tanks are super slow, pack a lot of firepower, but with fast vehicles pretty easy to dodge them. But your ground vehicles aren't really built for speed, so yeah.
So our ground vehicles are slower than the Shadox, or not slow?
Actually,
faster.
They are actually faster than the dragon tanks, but they're not exactly built for maneuverability, shall we say. There are no race vehicles or anything, because it's a truck and a tank.
Yeah.
So, you do learn though that your vehicles the ground vehicles for some reason have maneuvering thrusters. They're not very powerful, but yeah, they have maneuvering thrusters. So you can, for instance, make small jumps and things like that.
Nice.
Okay.
So they can drive up a ramp and make a good jump.
Exactly.
Yes, and of course you have to scream "Yeehaw" as you do that.
Yeehaw! Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Right. You guys have any more questions, or shall I move things along?
One more question. Can the chopper's chopping rotor, can it cut through a dragon tank's hull, or is that...
No, not in one attack. It can easily cut through a Raptor fighter, though, but...
If I can catch them, yeah.
You can maybe damage a dragon tank, but you can't like destroy it in one hit. That's really difficult.
They probably also have some light ground vehicles to round them out.
Yep.
Okay. I presume that they are easily destroyed.
Yeah, that too. But they mainly listing the two main threats, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Like there also are like bombers and things like that too. But that's probably not something you're gonna encounter in a dogfight.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
You're also probably not gonna fight against the flagship just yet. So yeah, they're also not mentioning that the flagship.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good to know. And then I need to aim for the turret. So the dragon tank, it has a turret on top, right?
It has like a main cannon. It has some smaller gun emplacements too, but it mainly is like the main dragon cannon that you need to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
actually a wheeled vehicle. Nothing hovering.
Huh. Do you mean wheeled or tracked?
It's wheeled. It's very large too.
Huh. Interesting.
It can easily one dragon tank can easily level your average Earth city.
Oh, wow. How big are these things anyway?
Pretty big.
How much
Like-
meat?
Stop
Okay.
asking me for specific statistics. You know I can't do that.
Okay. Is it the size of a bus?
It's bigger than a bus.
It's bigger than a bus.
Is it the size of my truck?
It's a little bigger than your truck,
Wow.
but your truck is faster. They're very slow and like have almost zero maneuverability.
Oh, so you can drive past. So you could drive past them, turn around.
Yeah, but they
and
also have gun emplacements that have like troopers manning them and stuff.
Okay, but you can at least avoid the dragon head cannon.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Also,
acceptable.
don't worry too much about the tactics, and spoiler alert, I'm gonna do this as a quick battle. But, I guess the information will help you with the description, coming up with descriptions.
Yes.
Yep.
So, the dragon's head cannon. Is it a large barrel that protrudes out of the main turret?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, it's most of the structure. Actually, you can imagine it a little bit as like a huge gunmetal gray vehicle with like huge wheels. It's almost like monster truck wheels.
I was about to ask that.
And like the cannon is completely in the middle.
Ah, yeah.
It's like really big. It's not like with like a tank that's it's like sticking out. It's actually like built into it, and it's slightly protruding from the structure, but not a lot.
Okay, so it is
well
riveted to
protected.
this. So it's riveted, as it were to the main body of the tank.
Yep. And apparently the wheels can spin 360 degrees. So actually it isn't very maneuverable, but it can turn very quickly.
I was just going to say, wheels can always turn 360 degrees.
No. Not like this.
I don't mean
The
it.
actual wheels can spin 360 degrees.
So the wheels are like a computer chair wheels, where they're free spinning.
Hmm.
Yep.
That makes them highly maneuverable, actually.
But also prone to probably slipping and such.
Yeah, they're very maneuverable, but they're still slow.
Okay.
And I mean, they're not gonna do. I know I'm now like slightly contradicting myself, but they're not gonna do any trick driving, shall we say? They can turn quickly, but that's it. They're not gonna make any fancy maneuvers.
Like turning on a dime and going through, just driving around the corner sideways so that the big cannon is popping out.
Yep, it's still a very heavy vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Why wheels? Because usually heavy vehicles you want treads which has huge amounts of surface area.
Yeah, but these are basically better than whatever the Earth can come up with, shall we say?
Okay, sure. So, still would have thought they would have tracks. Okay, anybody else want to know anything about our main villains?
I'm not gonna think of.
Good.
Right.
Alright then. Moving on. You guys each have your own quarters. They're pretty Spartan, but at least you have your own quarters. So you can freshen up and stuff. I suspect after having been in the same shuttle for days together with no chance to shower, you're all pretty stinky.
Moe is going to enjoy her alone time.
You're all glad that you...
That Moe is not amongst you at the moment. Yes, everybody's happy.
Get some time to freshen up and things like that. Even Pira 5 started to get a strange smell that you've never smelled before in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, what is that?
Sniffs, looks at a pair of 5. Is that you?
Go away!
She shrugs and just walks off. Fair enough.
As soon as I'm done with reprogramming this obstinate computer, I'll take a shower. Stop bothering me.
Maybe it's a bird bath.
Bird bath. Did you say that out loud?
Oh my god.
This bit clamps her hand up her mouth and goes, sorry.
She slowly turns around her chair, then she extends her arms and extends her fingers, and her fingers deploy all kinds of tools. You see her fingers folding open and stuff. You see a drill and a blowtorch in there and stuff like that.
No sex toys.
She sighs and looks at Pira. I'm going to pay for the comment, aren't I?
Yes, you better watch yourself. Don't forget who's the one who maintains all of your equipment.
She smiles sweetly. Pira, you know I wouldn't mean to insult you.
You just did.
By accident, not on purpose.
How would you feel if I start offering you all bananas?
Oh, yes, please. The potassium, that's quite good for us.
You see her equipment folding back into her fingers, and her fingers turn back to normal, and she just turns her chair again and starts ignoring you.
And this bird is bright red right now. I don't believe I said that out loud. She goes off to her room to refresh, to get herself refreshed and clean.
Alright. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Short scene in Melvin's room. While you are getting ready for bed, you suddenly hear a voice in your head. It's but don't worry, it's a familiar voice. It's
good.
It's the voice of Azure, the alien Prism Blue, and your sort of mentor figure.
Yay!
And she says, Melvin, see you are alone. I need a moment of your time.